think pregame. I think a completely different thing.
Dave's got
No,
one track mind.
One track mind.
No,
Why you
don't do
so
that.
why you
Don't do
thinking
that.
about it? Why you thinking about it? Look, shout out. Look, I think somebody came on the MJ flu game because
flu game.
What's up?
She about to drop her 38.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had some problems logging in, but I'm here.
No, you good. We didn't think you were gonna come because we know you were sick. But shout out to the MJ flu game. You got something. You about to drop 40 tonight.
I was on the spaces earlier. I was like, oh man, poor Vashti, man. She was sounding rough.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks.
I'm here to help.
Hey, Vashti, I don't know if you know from like the comments and everything, but you're a crowd favorite.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you getting a lot. First off, you're getting a lot of shout outs right now, but then from like comments, you a cow. You
thank y'all. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna be here next week, so I was like, oh man, I'm still trying to get better, but I had to be on this week. Next week I'll be at the NFL honors.
For sure. Which we're gonna talk about. That's something we're gonna talk about tomorrow. So what basically if the NFL honors start at 8, we're gonna have ours at 7:30, but we're gonna try to guess who we think gonna win the NFL honors. So Vashti, if you have your guesses, we can talk about it on the show tomorrow. Next week, but just let us know.
Okay. All right.
Let us know. I'll still send you our agenda, whatever. So, Dave, what you pulling up to the pregame with?
All right, yeah. Let me try this again because you know what?
You said I ain't got no bottles. I was like, well,
I ain't got no glasses. I ain't got no cups.
Get your boy.
No, but so this week, perspective. It's been a long week so far. So I'm just for me, I'm pulling up perspective with everything that's been going on this week. It's been a crazy week at work in general, and I've done a podcast every day this week.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, this is the 4th one this week. So, it's been fun. I love doing the podcast, and that's something I enjoy doing after work and things of that sort. But work's been kind of wild, so right now it's just perspective.
That's what's up. Shad, what you got? What you pulling up to the pregame with?
Pulling up with a little time value. If you know, getting here on time. Just got here. You know what I mean? I had to pull a Dave.
I'm a master of that. I'm the master of that.
Facts. Got here right on time, man. Again, fulfilling my, cheer dad duties. Great game going on up the street. Middle school basketball games live out there. I had to dip at halftime, but yeah, good stuff, man. So I'm here. What time it is? We good.
Man, rock that cheer dad shirt, man. I love it.
Always.
Vashti, what you pulling up with?
I don't know. Gratitude. Nope. I'm just glad to be here, man. This flu had me down all week, so I'm just glad to have the energy to be on with you guys.
You know how the people say, glad to be in the land of the living.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad to be here, boy.
I hear you. I
know my voice is all deep and stuff. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me today.
That's okay. You got the do you remember back in the day, probably did the Quiet Storm? You got that Quiet Storm vibe.
I know. You didn't even get no makeup. Y'all got no makeup, nothing.
Hey, we got
bare face. Just what you did today.
Got the 704 shop. Yeah. Oh, by the way, while we got here too, I'm gonna put in my code later on, but I am 704 Shop's newest ambassador. So you can get off using my code. We'll talk about it later though. But let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump into some information here. So Panthers press conference happened. They announced Dan Morgan. They announced Dave Canales. Shout out to Shad and PNP. They went live. I was getting my hair retwisted today, and I was watching while it was going on. Vashti, you were in the building while it was going on. So I wanted to hear real quick. We don't have to go too long about this because I know a lot of people already talked about it. But what are your thoughts on just the vibe, the energy that was shown throughout this particular press conference? When Dan Morgan spoke, when Dave Canales spoke, when the questions were given, what are your thoughts there?
It wasn't, and I said this in our spaces earlier, it wasn't like, for Matt Rule, it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of like halftime speechish, I'm gonna rally the troops to quote unquote run through a brick wall. I think last year for Frank Wright, it was more pep rally-ish. Our hometown son is coming home. Our first quarterback now returned. So it was more pep rally-ish. Today was more press conference-ish. Less pomp and circumstance, less rah-rah. It was more, we're introducing these guys, and we're gonna have minimal questions. What I did like was that they did have an off the record period where we as beat writers could speak with them, and just ask questions and them get to know us off the record. So that was good. They hadn't done that in previous years, but I think it was more tempered today. And I think that that's important because everything in the past hasn't worked. And I think that the Panthers and Panthers fans and even us covering the team are in a just like, all right, shut up and win type thing. We don't need to hear. We don't need to hear all of the rah-rah.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a speech that makes me want to run through a brick wall because we know that's not happening. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just shut up and win. And so I think that that's where everybody is. I think the expectations are tempered, and I think that the press conference was what it needed to be.
For sure. I'm gonna skip you real quick, Shot, and go to Dave real quick, and then we'll go to you, Shot.
I think the press conference was fascinating. Definitely a different vibe from the previous two. And I will say this as somebody who watched all three since Tepper has become the owner. This is the most optimistic I have been out of all the pressers because I didn't like the first hire. And I wasn't a fan of the second hire. And I wasn't even the biggest fan of this hire. But this seems like they've actually put in the work to make these calls.
For sure.
So it gives me some level of optimism, but it's a press conference. They're going to say all the right things right now. But like you said, Vesta, they got to win. And we'll discuss what we think about predictions later, but yeah.
For sure. Shad, I know you said a lot during your
I did.
Do you have anything else? Have you had time to kind of let it marinate a little bit?
Nah, I'm keeping that same energy, man. Listen, I'm
energy. Okay.
I'm tired of the rah-rah too. Like, listen, I'm sick of it. Look, Dave Canellis, he got up there. He sounded fantastic, bro. To me, and I said this on my show, to me, almost sounded borderline fake. Like, all right, cool. You sound great. You saying all the right things. Great. We've heard all that before. It's time for us to win, bro. Like, all that sounds great. And we're going to be patient with you as long as you're making the right moves. And it starts with free agency, right? I said it starts with free agency through the draft. We're going to see the identity of this team moving forward. Right. But yeah, man, I guess I'm numb. I don't really care about press conferences. They don't mean anything. People are going to put their best foot forward. They're going to say whatever it takes to appease the audience. One thing I will note that, David Tepper, he stuck to his script, didn't say too much outside of what was on that paper, which is exciting. Typically when he goes off of that script, then truth starts to come out. Yeah, he starts talking. So that was good to see. Good to hear from Canellis. I like him. But I want to win. It's time to win. I'm tired of the talking. Let's put up or shut up.
Now, facts. I think I need a shirt. I might talk to 704 Shop or something to get a shut up and win. Basha, you might be on something right there.
Hey. But just break me off a little bit of that one, though.
You know what? Look, it's all in the family, right? Everybody eats beef. Everybody eats beef. But look, I think I was excited about it because I think Dan Morgan talked about getting dogs. Yeah, we haven't heard. I don't think I ever heard Scott Fitterer say anything around wanting dogs. I think the difference between a Frank Wright when you hear this, you hear something weird like that, versus Dave Canellis it was the authenticity and him being genuine. I think, like, yes, you're going to get the rah-rah and you're going to get all the different hype words and all those different things because that's what it is. It's a press conference. But I think the biggest thing about him is, like, even when the cameras were still on him, but they're on the airplane, he was saying, like, look, they brought me here to win. Forget the storylines, forget all the feel-good stories. Like, I'm here to win. I came here because the Panthers want to win. And so for me, I'm about that action, boss. I want to see what you're about to do after that. Yes, it sounds great, but we need to see results. And I think everybody has been desensitized to all those great words and all those things that you're going to say. No, we want to see what's going to happen on the field. So he said a lot of good things. I like what I saw between, like, the interaction between Dave Canellis and Thomas Davis and Dave Canellis and Jay Stu and the legends saying, hey, whatever we can do to help. I think those things are great. But I love that. But the biggest thing that I loved out of everything was Tepper saying, no, I'm in the background. That was the best thing that I've seen.
No, y'all don't get fooled by this, y'all.
But look, please. It's a start.
No, wait. I was right there. Let me set the scene. scene. All right. David Tepper is literally right in front of us. He's speaking to the players, all the players. So they had rows. So reserve, front row, ownership, and those folks. Second row, players. Third row, media. I was right behind the players. Tep Kane was shaking hands with the players. Joe Person was like, "Hey, Tep, you speaking to the media?" And if you go to Keep Blitzing on Twitter, I literally cut the video off right before Tep said what he said, and I'm mad I did. But he was like, "Nah, I'm in the background now." So it wasn't, "No, I'm legit in the background." It was more of a "Oh no, y'all keep telling me to be in the background. I'm not gonna talk to y'all" type of thing. So let's not get it twisted. He wasn't now will he be more in the background? Potentially. But I took it more of a, all right, I'm gonna be more of a I'm gonna hit you with the, "Oh, you want me in the background? Are you not gonna get this press? You're not gonna get these answers to these questions." So that's how it was. So I the quote is, "Oh, I'm in the background now." But the real tea is the way that it was said was like, "Nah, I'm in the background." So it's like somebody asked you to do something, you've been asking, you've been getting on them. Now you're gonna get what you wanted, but that doesn't necessarily he's gonna be in the background. Because if you listen to what they actually say and I was reading over the press, they said it's gonna be alignment between front office, ownership, and Canales, right? So, and they're gonna they're gonna meet on a regular basis. So this whole background thing, I think, is more so to, I think it was more of a dig than anything.
Dig, yeah.
Petty Teppy. Okay.
Makes sense.
And I'm all for the petty, because you know what? If I was a billionaire and I was catching heat like Tep and somebody asked me, I'm in the background now. This is what y'all wanted, right? But in reality, like, come on, y'all. Tep is not in the background.
There's some things I'm gonna pay attention to, because at some point somebody's gonna ask him the question, gonna ask the coach the question, like after a rough loss, somebody's gonna slip and ask, "Hey, you still meet with Tep?" And he might slip and say weekly, just like Frank did. Just like Rule did. Like, it's gonna happen. So I'm not shocked that he's petty, because billionaires can be petty, especially him, man. This is the guy that bought his old boss's house just to destroy it.
Just to destroy it. That's something like that's on Kanye level. Like
I don't care. That is some G stuff to me. I don't care what y'all say, man. That is G. That is G.
I like it.
Hey,
I like that.
That money.
That's petty.
Look, that is
petty. There's nothing wrong with that.
Level. That's not even Kanye. That's 50 Cent level, yo. I think about a bar. Like, think about somebody putting in a song like, "I bought your house just to destroy it."
Yeah,
that's 50 Cent level. Like, that's crazy. Let's go on. Now, I know we got a lot of other stuff to cover. Let's go real quick. Something that just happened today with the Dan Quinn piece. The final two have been finally filled in terms of the roles in the coaches. So we have Mike McDaniel, who's going to be the new head coach for the Seattle Seahawks. I said McDonald, excuse me. And then Dan Quinn at the Washington Commanders. Very, very interesting picks. Do y'all have any thoughts? Let's start with Dave here. Do you have any thoughts around these particular two hires? What does this tell you in terms of where the NFL is going?
I think Mike McDonald is probably the perfect fit hire that we've seen so far in this coaching search out of all the teams. I think he fits perfectly for Seattle. And him being in that division, the NFC West, he's one of the only coaches that can shut down that Shanahan offense. He's shown that he's been able to shut that thing down. Now you get to play him twice. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Mike McDonald in Seattle. Dan Quinn, bro, you could have just kept Ron Rivera for all that.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just cut Ron Rivera for that. You're going to do all that just to bring Quinn in?
Facts.
You could have just kept Ron Rivera for that.
He was second fiddle, though.
Facts. Vashti, what do you think?
Either way.
I really don't care. But that's basically, other than that,
Yeah.
Are any of these teams in NFC South? I know we talking about them, but I do agree with Shot. I like the Mike McDaniel, whatever. I like his hire, and Dan Quinn, yawn.
Facts.
I mean,
he does nothing to help what Washington
he
wants to do.
doesn't move the needle at all.
Does he hurt the Cowboys?
Who cares?
The Cowboys hurt themselves. It doesn't matter. They're just gonna lose, and they're just not gonna get to the championship game. This happens every year. It's like a tradition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain things you can guarantee in the NFL, and one is Dallas finding a way to have a talented team and not make it to the NFC Championship game. That's just tradition.
Washington
since 1996.
Washington was the Carolina Panthers last year. Is this what happens when you wait for somebody and they back out? And you got to go with your third option, third option, which is Dan Quinn.
This is the third because word got out that I guess they wanted McDonald too.
Yeah, but they talked about Bill Belichick. I like Bill Belichick more than Dan Quinn, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of better options than Dan Quinn. Like Dan Quinn was like you could have hired you were all on your way to Detroit. I know you were mad that Ben Johnson didn't want to go. You could have hired Aaron Glenn. That would have been a better hire than Dan Quinn.
Big facts.
But Dan Quinn, you get. I've talked to a lot of Washington fans or the team fans, and they're not happy. They are not happy at all.
I don't blame them.
A lot of them said the same thing I said. We could have just kept Ron Rivera for this.
Big facts. So we had some really good games, championship round. This was our predictions last time. We were all wrong.
Terrible.
Look, the first time we started doing these predictions, my man Shot was 5-1.
I was on fire, bro. I don't know what happened. Lost my sauce.
And low key, I was like, let me hear what Shot got to say, because I might have to roll with him because he might have a source. His sources say. But like this was a tough one. Let's talk about these real quick. Let's start off with the Kansas City and the Baltimore game. I think we all can agree that Baltimore lost this game. But what are y'all thoughts? Shot, let's start with you. When you're watching that Kansas City Baltimore game, what was going through your head?
Yeah, I'd like to see Lamar take off and use those legs. I'd like to see that Baltimore offense run the football. You got away from your identity. And I think, both of these teams, you look at kind of both situations, they kind of got away from what they were in the regular season. Once you get away from what you are, it makes it difficult, man. Baltimore got exposed a little bit. Lamar, some off throws in that game, wasn't himself. They got him off rhythm. And shout out to Kansas City. I should have known better to bet against Mahomes, man. He's on fire, but it's unfortunate, man. I wanted to see the Ravens in there, but it is what it is, man. They got put out of here. So it is what it is, man.
That's facts. You know how they say don't bet against Brady. He's getting to that level. He's getting there, bro. That level of don't bet against Mahomes. Vashti, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, that's my dog. I think that to their detriment, Baltimore went away from their game plan. I don't know why they decided to limit Lamar and not utilize the run game and not allow him to utilize his legs as much as he usually does. I don't know whether they were trying to silence some type of narrative about him. I don't know, but they did not look like the same team the previous week. And for whatever reason, and that killed them, and they went away from the game plan. The Lions they just tricked it off. I think that the gambling, going for it on fourth down, all of that stuff, like it just didn't pay off in this game. And that was a coaching thing. They just fell off the edge of a cliff. I think we went for who we wanted to go for because we were tired of Mahomes and Taylor Swift. And
is it Mahomes or is it Taylor Swift?
Both of them. Both of them can go. If you ask me, I'm tired of seeing both of them.
I'm Swifty. Hey, I'm a Swifty Super Bowl. Hey,
we're not starting this right now. We'll get to
that.
I'm
going full. Okay, my fault.
We'll get to that shot.
We'll get to that.
Full hater mode activated.
I need you to step to the altar on that one.
You're Swifty.
For this game, absolutely.
Hey, because when you said that the first time you said that, I was like, you said I'm a Swifty on the show. I was like,
hey, proud. Hey, I don't care what y'all talking about. And I'm not going for them dudes, man. Not
Right.
McCaffrey, man. No,
I feel
I'm
you.
full
That
blown
don't mean you
hater
gotta be
mode.
a Swiftie, bro.
Hater mode and proud, bro.
All
Full
right.
blown hater.
Look, we don't have. We will get to that since you already brought up San Francisco in the Lions game. We will skip that piece right here. We'll get to the nitty gritty. So usually we'll do a top 5. Basically, the top 5 is like the top 5 things that have happened this week in terms of sports and pop culture. But this time, since we have a special guest, we got Dave from PNP in the building. We're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do something called business or BS. So we want to see, based on these statements that I'm going to read, is it standing on business or is it standing on some BS? All right.
Before you get to that,
talk to me.
I want to say one quick thing about
Go
this.
for it.
This
Yeah,
whole
go for it.
situation. Gus Edwards only getting 3 carries is atrocious. It's atrocious. Like, it's atrocious against a bottom 5 run defense in Kansas City. Atrocious. Unacceptable. So I think Baltimore going against their game plan cost them, and Detroit doing their game plan cost them, because Detroit's been going for 4th down all year. That's what got them there. They wouldn't have gotten there without that. So I'm not mad at what happened to Detroit. The only mistake I think Campbell made was running on 3rd down at the end of the game. That was a syntax error. He shouldn't have done that. But the 4th down, going for 4th, I had no issue with that. But Baltimore was out here hustling backwards.
No, for real. I feel like, but I don't know. People, I've seen things on Twitter and everything saying that Lamar was in his head in terms of not running because of what they said.
He had the most carries.
We don't know. Right. We don't know, but
it
was horrible. And Todd Monken did not design a good.
And I felt vindicated about Monken too, by the way, because
No, you
everybody was
didn't.
hyping up Monken, and I was like, I don't see it, guys.
I know
And
you
he
did.
does this.
So before we get into the stand on business and everything, I think we know where Shaw stands in terms of that. It shouldn't be divisional round. It should be Super Bowl. I messed up, but Vashti, real quick, Dave, real quick. Who you got? Start with Vashti.
I don't know. I want them both to lose. I guess.
Come on, be a Swiftie. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, join the haters club.
I'm gonna go San Fran. No, I'm gonna go San Fran. I want Wilkes to get one.
Hey, shout out to Wilkes, man. Shout out to Wilkes. Dave, what you got?
I don't really care who wins.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody does.
And I'm gonna I have a different reason why I don't care. I got a chance to take home up to $220,000 on this game. So I got players on both of these teams. So I'm not rooting for who's going to win. I'm rooting for players to perform at a certain level so I can get this cash.
Fair enough.
So, but I mean, if you're going to make me pick, it's hard to go against Mahomes, man. It goes back to game changer versus game manager. It's hard to go against Mahomes. It's just hard.
Conversation.
Yeah.
It's just hard
either. I don't trust Purdy.
I don't trust Purdy.
Yeah. I just,
as much as
Purdy put him on their back. No, hold on.
No,
Purdy finally did. No, Purdy did finally get on one. Though. He got him one. He got him one last week.
He balled out. He got
him one last
game. He had a good game, right?
But that's one game.
Hey,
now, if he does it again, I ain't gonna win that money because I ain't got
it's
Purdy.
One game. It's one game, but it's an important game. It's an event. We can't.
Yeah, I know. Purdy. I mean, we give Dak so much heat. We give Dak so much heat, but the reality is, Purdy's doing what Dak couldn't do. I mean, keep it a buck. He did put his boys on the back to get him there.
But at the end of the day, bro, you can't look. I've bet against Mahomes twice during the playoffs, and I've lost each one. I'm going
unless we find out that Mike Rivers
too.
I'm not a Swiftie. I'm going for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
That makes you a Swiftie, bro.
No, sir.
Nah, you a Swiftie,
if I find out that Mike Rivers shows up on the starting offensive line for Kansas City, I have the right to change my pick.
Double O'Kane. Thank you, Steve Spagnuolo. He is balling right now. People are not talking about the KC defense.
That defense is very underrated.
They are balling
it, yo.
Facts.
They're very underrated. They got a terrible run defense, but they're very underrated.
Out here eating, like we got to keep that in mind too. So, all right, here we go.
Kelsey eating too, though.
No, that's true.
You're naming players that I got on my team right now. Kelsey, McCaffrey.
He said, "Don't do it.
Mahomes.
Don't do it." Hey, yo, look, Luke Kuechly might have put out the blueprint low key, but all right. So here we go. Standing on business. Are you standing on BS here? So basically, business means that you think that this statement is true. BS means that this statement is absolutely capped. All right. Here we go. Chargers will make the playoffs next season. All right. You got Jim Harbaugh here now. He really believes in Justin Herbert. You got returning receivers. You already know Mike Williams. You got Keenan Allen. Quentin Johnson came out on Twitter saying that, hey, he feels like he's going to have a breakout season because of the fact that Jim Harbaugh is here. Let's start off with Vashti here. Will the Chargers make the playoffs? Business or BS?
Business.
Mm.
I'm not going to give a reason why.
Fair enough. Let's go, Shot.
We stand on business. I think that roster is probably one of the most underperforming rosters in the NFL. They've got talent. They've been poorly mishandled. The coaching's been awful. You get a real coach in here. I know it's a bit aggressive, but Harbaugh has been here before. He knows the NFL. They make the playoffs year one. Stand on business.
Ooh, okay. Dave.
BS. AFC is a gauntlet. AFC is a gauntlet. Like I could see it, but I'm not in first year, second year. I think there's too many good teams in that conference. Too many good teams. They're not going to win the division. I think that's clear. They're not winning the division. So that means they got to get
playoffs.
I know, but a divisional championship gives you the playoffs. But then you got stronger divisions. If Aaron Rodgers come back, you got the Jets, the Dolphins, the Bills. That's 3 teams in the AFC East right there. You got the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals. Like AFC is a gauntlet. Houston, like it's a gauntlet.
Now I hear you. But at the end of the day, I'm standing on business. They're making.
I could be the lone wolf here.
They're making the playoffs here. Yeah, like the AFC is definitely a gauntlet. But if Austin Eckler stays and you still have a healthy Mike Williams, you got a Quentin Johnson, you got Keenan Allen. Yes, he's a little bit on the older side. They're gonna cook. I feel like they're gonna cook. So we'll see. Let's go into the next thing real quick here. Panthers. Let's talk about the Panthers real quick. Panthers will win 6 games in 2024. Let's start with Dave. Dave, business or BS?
I think the peak is 6, so I'll say business. I think that's the most we'll see next season.
Okay. So let's go Vashti.
BS. I can't see it. Listen, I listen. My concern is I don't know how well Canales will adjust to being a play caller and a head coach. It's not the easiest thing, right? So we'll have to see how he adjusts to doing both. And will he be able to keep Evero like they want to keep Evero? And they have a tough schedule next season. They play Kansas City. They play Dallas. They play the Eagles. They play the Bengals. I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna say BS. I hate it, but it's. I'm tired of overhyping this team and they underperforming. So this is where I'm at.
I mean, 6 will be more than Matt Rule's ever gotten, more than Frank Reich's ever gotten.
I respect
6 is reasonable.
I respect it. Shot, what you got, my boy?
Hey, I'm standing on business, man. It's time to flip this thing around.
Come on, man.
Listen, I know it's optimistic.
Y'all delusional.
I know. It's a bit crazy. But I think if everything goes as we plan it and as we want it to go, I think we can get 6 wins. I think we can do it. I'm standing on business.
Sure. I agree. Especially if EJ stays, I promise you we're gonna cook. I think 6 games is doable. I'm not saying playoffs. I'm not saying any of that. But if we can get Canales doing well, play calling, we get some more people on the staff in here. It's game time, bro. Like 6 games. I agree.
If they have proper alignment, 6 is not out of the question.
I don't know if y'all are looking at these comments, but there's 2 things that's sticking out. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Call it out.
First, they keep talking about Shad's hairline, and it seems to be fine to me, but maybe I just can't see it.
We were just talking.
He was
They used to see me with a headband.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And I don't know if y'all noticed Dan Morgan's eyes during the press conference.
Hey, yo, that was some like can I talk about that real quick? So I know Vashti, I know you're not a wrestling fan, but it was definitely on some Chris Benoit like vibes.
Yo,
Like
Is that where we going?
yeah, of all the wrestlers you
Carlo,
go
is
with,
that where we going, bro?
was it? Am I lying?
You went, bro. You didn't have to go
he
there, bro.
Who else? Like
I didn't think about it like that.
But think about it. Think
With the week that the WWE has had, you bring
Come
up
on,
Chris
bro.
Benoit.
Hey, yo, look, like, was that not?
These comments got me rolling, y'all. I
Yo.
cannot.
Hey, yo, y'all are wilding out here. Hey, yo, hey, yo, we got Too Busy in the building. Shout out to Too Busy. Dan Morgan had crazy eyes from Orange is the New Black. He was definitely out here like, I want dogs.
Wow.
I want dogs. Like it definitely was on some
he looked like somebody that if he had knees, he would suit up right
Chris
now and tackle somebody.
It was like, you know how Chris Benoit, when he came out, like Chris Benoit was a great wrestler, maybe not a great human, but like the eyes.
Maybe.
I was trying to be sensitive, but dang, Dave, you want to go there? Let's go ahead and go to the next thing real quick. Let's go to the next thing. Let's go ahead and go to. Speaking of that, look, Mos Def came out, and we already talked about this a few episodes ago. Vashta and I covered Mos Def saying some crazy stuff. Well, his truth.
I thought it was accurate.
Look, I know, Dave, you're gonna say that because Dave, you're a hip hop head. We understand that, but he came out and said that in terms of being Drake being a pop star and how his music would be in Target, all those different things. And then like 2 to 3 weeks later, he comes out and has this sincere apology. Statement here is Mos Def's apology was not sincere. If you haven't seen it, go look on his Instagram. He had a long apology, basically saying, like, I'm sorry. I tried to reach out to Drake. I want to talk to him face to face. I did not mean it that way, King. Blah, 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 blah. All the Mos Def terminology. He said all that and apologized. Do you think, based off of that, weeks later, was it sincere? Let's go with Shot first.
No, it wasn't sincere, man. We're gonna go BS. Listen, I kind of caught wind of this a little bit. Yeah, man, Mos Def, we legendary MC, man. Drake, 2 different lanes.
For sure.
Let's both stay in their lane. Like these lanes don't need to cross paths. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Who really cares?
Mos didn't even want to answer the question when it happened. He said, "Why are you doing this to me?" Because he's going to be honest with his answer.
For sure.
That's why he said shopping with an edge.
For sure, yeah, but he still came out and apologized.
He did.
So I mean, I think he was sincere because he's a music snob first and foremost. That's what Mos is. He's a music snob. He believes that when you do art like that you should have some level of substance. And with everything's going on in the world, the fact that Drake's been quiet on a lot of things, but artists do that, right? Some just decide to do what they want to do. Dr. Dre will never have substance in his life. He's gonna be rapping gangsta until he's 60. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And most will probably say the same thing about him. Like, because that's just how he feels about the art.
Yeah.
So I mean,
my piece is I feel like Jay Prince got involved. That's my piece on it. I feel like Jay Prince and somebody else got involved and said, look, bro, you gotta apologize. I don't feel like it was sincere, but at the same time, I feel like somebody pushed him to do it. Because at the end of the day, like, he said his piece, Drake said his piece, and it wasn't any, regular
rap. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, it was no beef. It wasn't no Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki, whatever's going on. Like, it was nothing. Everybody was cool. So I don't feel like it was bigger than that. Vashti, do you have any thoughts? Are you like, hey, it is what it is?
I think the apology was above Mos Def. I don't understand. I mean, apologize for what? Being for real, like being honest. Why are you apologizing for being honest?
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. It's corny. I mean, I'm disappointed that he apologized. Like, that's not standing on business. That's not standing on business. You literally, just like Dave said, he said, why are you asking me this? Because I'm really about to keep it a buck with you.
Right.
You keep it a buck and then you apologize for keeping it a buck. Most disappointed, bro. Disappointed.
I mean, if you listen to his last album, you would be disappointed too. His last album wasn't good. I keep it a buck, but
well, I have my songs in Mos Def that I like, but like,
I think Black Will Stop one of the greatest rap albums ever.
Apologizing to Drake for saying that his music is pop, like, come on.
It's the truth.
But it was unnecessary. It was he didn't have to apologize. You said what you said.
No,
stand on it. 10 toes.
Yeah, somebody probably got the most.
Speaking of standing 10 toes, Let's talk about Ben Johnson real quick.
Mm.
Ben Johnson, for the second year in a row, decided, hey, you know what? I want to stay at the Detroit Lions. The statement here is Ben Johnson is scared to be a head coach. Let's start with Shy here. Are you standing on business with this statement, or is that BS?
Scared. Scared, I think, is a strong word. I don't think he's scared. I think he might be trying to look for the right opportunity. Word on the street is that he wanted that LA Chargers job, and that did not happen. He decided to go back. So I wouldn't say he's scared. He's being very selective. I also think that might be a bit dumb. I think both can be true, right? He can be selective, but he could also miss his shot and miss his opportunity. I don't think his stock is going to get much higher than where it is right now. So you got to strike while the iron's hot. And so he could be passing up on some major bags. But that's up to him. It's his choice. You know what I mean? So kudos to him. I think he's dumb, but kudos to him.
For sure. Let's go Vashta.
I agree exactly what Shad said. My thing is he was looking for the right opportunity. I don't think that I thought that the way that the Chargers are set up, you already have your quarterback, which we already know is the most important piece in place. Like I think he would have said yes to that Chargers job in a heartbeat. But that Washington job, not as enticing. Even that whole situation, new ownership, trying to figure out that kind of stuff. I just think that he's looking for the right opportunity. But as you said, you could just like a player staying in college too long, and then your next year's booty, and then now nobody wants you. So it could be. It's happened. So he's taking a calculated risk. It could pay off. It could not pay off. But we'll see.
Facts.
I don't think he's scared though. I don't think he's scared to be a head coach. So I'm gonna say BS.
Yes. Dave.
I agree with both Rashad and Vasti, but this is Josh McDaniels. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. This is Josh McDaniels.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Here's my thing though. When it comes to coaches being fired, there's no right job. Something's wrong because
sure there is. No, sure there is.
Like there's no like perfect opportunity, bro.
When the Bucks fired Tony Dungy, John Gruden walked in there and won a championship. Sure there is.
All right, we'll see if it happens. But let's go ahead and go to the next thing real quick. We're gonna do rapid fire.
I don't think he's gonna get it, but there is.
We'll see. But let's go ahead and go to the next thing real quick. We're gonna do rapid fire for these next ones because I want to save some time for our starting lineup. Top 5 Usher songs because this is going to be tough. All right, so next thing real quick. Canales reporting to Tepper is overhyped. Is this business, stand on business, or is it stand on BS? Let's go with Shah first.
Overhyped. Yeah, I'll stand on business with that. But I agree that it is a little overhyped. I do think that all coaches have to ultimately talk to their owners at some point. The check-ins might be a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, you got to get these things right. So I think I'll stand on business with that. I think it's a little bit overhyped.
For sure. Let's go, Dave.
Reporting to Tepper occasionally is not overhyped, but weekly, that's BS. You can't do that. It's obvious that you gotta let folks do their job. There's no shame. I don't have an issue with somebody checking in, but it's checking in weekly. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's insane. I think that's micromanagement to the core.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion on it.
No, I agree. Basta.
I agree with Dave. I think it's BS. David Tepper has never run a football. He's never called a play in a huddle. I mean, this man is a viewer like we are. Like, what are we talking about in these meetings? X's and O's. Like, what are we talking about in weekly meetings? I understand accountability meetings. I understand check-in meetings. Like, I get that. Especially if things aren't on track. But weekly, I'm have to meet with you and tell me how things are going. Nah, bruh, we're not doing that weekly. We're not doing that weekly because you're taking time away from where I could be doing really handling the X's and O's in the business of football. Facts. So I would check in with football people weekly. I wouldn't check in with the owner weekly.
Right. And it all comes down to if Tepper, if we were winning, none of this would be even a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people, like, it's a lot of owners out here who report that the coaches report to the owners. Like Arthur Blank, that came out.
Though?
Anything weekly? No,
that's
I'm
my
not
thing.
saying weekly.
That's the
Weekly
thing.
is the problem for me.
I'm saying reporting. I didn't say weekly. The weekly piece is an issue, right? Like, I could be doing, like Vashti said, I could be doing 10,000 more important things to move the needle than reporting to you weekly on what's going on. But I think monthly should be where it is. You can kind of say, hey, this is where the team is. This is where we are. This is where we're going. All those different things. But I feel like it's a little bit overhyped. One, because of the weekly. Two, because we are losing and we're a terrible team right now. We'll see what happens after that. All right. So this is all for Shad. Let's go to the Vashti. Let's go to the not Vashti, excuse me. Let's go to the Swifty stuff. So Shannon Sharp came out. He was talking to Ocho Cinco on the nightcap. And he basically came out and said something real spicy. If you all don't know, based off of Taylor Swift and them showing her on NFL games at the Kansas City games, she has basically created a value for her in terms of the NFL. They have created $331 million between the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL. He came out and said no one else can move the needle like Taylor Swift. He asked Ocho Cinco to come up with a name. He thought about it, and was like, what about Beyonce? And he said Beyonce cannot move the needle like Taylor Swift. Is this stand on business or is this BS? What do y'all think?
Ooh, that's tough.
Let's start off with Vashti.
I'm not answering this question. Because if I keep it real, I mean,
I'm gonna keep it real, so I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I mean, I hate to say this, but I mean, I'm looking at the album sales right now. Like, I don't know why people love Taylor Swift, but they do.
They do, man. They do.
And
it's about keeping it real. Like, it's not about like your feelings. We gotta keep it keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say it's not a spicy take. I see people.
My white sisters love Taylor Swift. Okay,
there's black brothers that do too.
I guess so.
I know what.
I guess so. I'm not. I mean, Taylor doesn't do anything for me. It'll be beef for me. But as far as moving the needle for the masses,
right?
For the masses,
that's what we're saying. We're not saying
the masses. I can see Shannon's argument. I can see Shannon. That's as much as you're gonna get from me.
I'm right there with you because I probably won't say. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It's tough. It's tough when I hear that. You automatically want to defend it. You're like, oh, absolutely not. Beyonce is. But we're talking about the masses, and it's tough. It's tough.
It's not that tough.
Let's go ahead. Let's go to the Swifty real quick. Let's go. What's up, Shad?
Yeah, I'm only a Swifty. For the record, I'm only a Swifty because I don't want Christian McCaffrey or Sam Darnold or Steve Wilkes to get a ring, in spite of the Carolina Panthers. I'm full hater mode. So in real life, I'm not necessarily a Swifty. I'm just going for the Chiefs. But no, I think these are two different kind of conversations, right? Beyonce is not dating anybody in the league, right? And so if she was, I think the conversation could be different. I don't know. I don't know that, but Swift is. So she picked, Travis Kelce. Kelce's got a following too. So like with those two together, you kind of you creating something. So I don't know that Beyonce would do the same. It's kind of an unfair discussion, to be honest with you. But in the sense, yeah, I'm gonna stand on business and say, yeah, I don't think she can move the needle like Swift could.
Yeah, and I think Too Busy said it best. Like, she is young. She's not really young. She's
not young.
She's not young, but she has a young audience, and that's what's going to move the needle. So I'm gonna hold your thoughts here, Dave. I'm gonna go into the real. We got two more. We're gonna do this real quick. I just want y'all to just say business or BS, and then we're gonna go into the top 5 real quick. So here we go. First thing is, we all know how active Dave Canales is on social media. Will he be off social media by the bye week? Business or BS? Let's start off with Shot.
Business.
He'll be off? Okay. All right. Let's go, Dave. Business or BS?
BS.
Okay.
Listen, man. I'll just keep it quick.
Go ahead.
He has to stay on.
Mm-hmm.
He has to, because if he doesn't, it could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
He has to stay on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has to.
Do you want to, Chad? Do you want to defend yourself, or you staying?
Nope.
Good. Okay.
Panthers
No,
Twitter
Panthers
is
Twitter is
toxic than a
different.
mug, bro.
He
When
gonna
it
figure it
goes
out.
south, he might just have to.
He might learn how to mute and block cats, but he gonna figure it out if it gets rough, because he gonna have to stay. He got to be in this nice little pool of Panther Twitter.
I'm gonna say BS. I agree with Dave. Once you commit, you gotta commit, because if you go running, you look like a sucker. And you can't look like a sucker. And I told him in our side, I said, because he's gonna stay on. But I was like, it's not about you. You gotta check your family, because those are the ones who have been getting in trouble. So make sure you let them know. Keep them off social media, because don't have mama, brother, sister, wife, kids, because Panthers everybody could get it. And this past season was a prime example. So you can have your positive affirmations and your keep poundings and your go football team go perfectly fine, and you got to keep up with it.
Right.
Keep your family off, especially if you're losing.
Yeah. All right. So what level of social media interaction we talking about? Because right now he's replying to fans. He's talking to everybody.
He's not doing too much.
That's not happening, bro.
He's not doing too much.
I don't think he's going to have time to do all that during the season. But when you say off social media, that means he's not tweeting at all. And I don't see that happening. He can't do that. He's going to have some level of consistency now because it's the off season, and I expect him to have a level of consistency when the season starts. But if he doesn't, it's going to be seen quick. All these podcasters in these streets, all these Twitter spaces.
It ain't gonna be pretty if he stops.
I feel
like he's gonna stand on business. I feel like he's gonna be all right. He's gonna own it when he know he messed up. Like he even talked about it today, talking about like Buddhist man when it's the trash play. Like I think he'll stand on business and own it. I mean, man wrote a whole book about it, so I feel like he'll stand on business.
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
His own opinions about the book.
Yeah, I left that alone. I just threw that alley and just like, hey, if somebody dunks it.
The book ain't out yet, right? Or is it already out?
No, it was out in 2022.
I ain't read it, but
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna take a look at it. I want to definitely.
I think it's fascinating that book just pops up now all of a sudden after he get the head coaching job. That man
it's been around.
No, it's been around. Nobody paid attention to it.
That's my point. Yeah, nobody paid attention to it. The dude turned Baker Mayfield a while. Nobody was like,
But that's what happens.
Yeah, now you're the head coach. They're like, yeah, we gotta check this book out now.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm taking a read of it because it's talking about marriage and
I'm
married.
Mine come and went, so it is what it is for me.
All right, so here we go. We're about to get into the top 5 of Usher songs, but before we do that, real quick, Usher, business or BS? Usher will bring out a guest at the halftime show. Let's go with Vashti. Do you think Vashti? You gonna be there? So
I will be.
we need some footage too. We need all the coverage when you get
back. I told y'all it's not good from the stands. It's better on TV, but yeah, I'll be there.
Yes, but
yes, a business. He will bring somebody out.
Okay, let's go shot.
Business.
Dave.
I've seen Usher twice live. Business, but Dave
always gotta throw in something, don't he? He always gotta throw in a little flag. I've seen Usher twice.
You about to see him?
Okay, Dave. We get it. I've seen Usher twice.
It could be 3 times.
Hey,
I've
seen Usher twice
if I wanted to.
No, but lost. But either way, I think it would probably be a doper set if he didn't. I think it would be a better set if he didn't bring anybody out. But I expect him to bring at least one person out.
I agree. I feel like based on, and this goes into our next thing real quick in terms of the starting lineup here, he has so many hits that he doesn't need to bring anybody out, but he will bring somebody out, I think, and I'm gonna have to stand on business, unfortunately. All right, so for those who are new, we do a starting lineup every now and then. We pick the top 5 of something, right? It's something random. We've done sitcoms. We did, what's the other thing we did, y'all?
The music.
Oh yeah, your pregame songs, different things of that nature. So tonight is going to be your starting lineup in terms of Usher's songs. This is going to be tough. We're going to start from 5 to 1, right? So this is like Shad text me around like this being difficult. This is hard for me. I had like 15 songs. I had 10 songs. What I want y'all to do in the chat is I want y'all, when we go to our fifth one, I want y'all to talk about your 5, your 4, your 3, your 2, your 1 as we go through. So let's start off with our guests. Let's go with Dave first. Dave,
you put me on the spot first, huh?
Absolutely. This is what happens, man. You get initiated. Your number 5. What is your top 5? And we're talking, look, clear. It has to be an Usher song. It's not a song featuring Usher.
Oh, no. I got you. So
because there's a song that I want to put in there, but it wasn't his song.
Same.
Number 5, like, listen, and Shad knows this. I'm more of a B-sides guy, but the thing about Usher, man, Usher's got a lot of hits, man, a lot of singles. And the thing is, them singles go. So for me, the one B-side, and I don't even think that's considered B-side, I think it was a single too, is Throwback. Throwback's my 5 because I'm a big Dilla kid. So like, I love Throwback.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love Throwback.
What is Throwback?
It's off of Confessions, which is
off Confessions. By the way, my top 5 is Heavy Confessions.
With
like,
Jada, yeah. It's Heavy Confessions.
Heavy Confessions, yo.
Yeah, same.
Throwback's definitely firing.
Yeah, mine not gonna be Heavy Confessions. Okay.
Yeah. All right,
let's go up. Let's go shot.
Yeah, so my number 5 comes off of a Confessions as well. It's a B-side. And I'm rolling with Seduction, man. That song is so fire, bro. I love Seduction. So that's my number 5.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So we got 2 from Confessions. Vashti, what you got?
Hey, baby, tell me what you want to do to me.
Hey,
nice and slow. Y'all wildin', man. Y'all not ready for me.
That's 5.
Back.
Hey,
baby, tell me what you want to do to me.
That's 5. It's 7 o'clock on the dot in my drop. I'm cruising the streets at 5.
Man.
That's 5.
Whoa.
That's 5.
Whoa.
Whew. How y'all got it up? Because we got some other ones.
Oh, all right. So I'm going here. Look, here's the thing, man. Look, I have a setup for all my songs. So number 5 for me, you about to go out with your boys. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you in the car, you hear After Tonight. Don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. You don't have to call. All right. You don't have to call. It's
for me though.
5. All right. Everybody in the car.
It's only 5. That's what makes it hard. There's only 5.
Yeah,
I know
it's hard. It's hard.
This is tough, but I definitely got You Don't Have to Call at number 5 for me. All right. So all right. I see a lot of people coming in at number 5. Oof. I see some different ones. Confessions Part 2 at number 5 is wild. That's crazy work. All right. Dave, number 4.
Number 4 for me is Nice and Slow.
Number 4, y'all are
That's some respect, bro.
Bro, what is going
Same.
on?
I'm with you, Carlo.
Yo, like, listen.
I'm with you, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I picked 7 songs, and I got to pick 5 out of these 7.
I hear you.
So, like, everybody's top 5 for Usher can be different. It's no question about it. It's all about
the day, it's all about your starting lineup. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's about how old you are, what you remember.
For sure.
Like it's a lot, you know. And yeah, Usher could just pick like 2 albums and do a full-fledged set and probably stop most performers out in these streets.
For sure. So, what'd you say yours was?
Nice and Slow is 4 for me.
Slow. All right, Vashti, number 4.
Think of You. That's throwback Usher. Y'all don't know about that Usher.
Nah, I do.
Okay. I do. That was an interesting one though. I didn't have that at 4. Okay, that's a good one though. Like Usher got so many.
That's the thing.
He got so many hits. All right. Did you say your shot?
Nah. My number 4 is I think for me, it takes me back to a moment. It came out in 2004. I pledged in 2004. I learned my first stroll to that song. I remember me and my LBs, we was in the dorm learning that joint. So it's kind of burned in my memory. So that's it's number 4 for me.
It's nothing like a song that takes you back to a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nothing like it. Number 4 for me, I struggle, right? I had 2 songs, right? And I'm not gonna do a shot that have like an A and a B. So I gotta pick one. And I waited till now to pick it. So I'm gonna go with Bad Girl, Confessions. Bad Girl there. That's a good one. What y'all know about a Supermodel? That's my jam. So Bad Girl's what I'm going with for number 4. Let's go, Dave. Number 3. Usher song.
Oh my goodness, man. We'll go with. I'm gonna roll with Climax. I love Climax. I like Climax.
5?
So 3 players Climax for me.
You gonna sing a little bit? Go ahead. Hit
No,
the high note.
nah.
Okay. I was gonna hit the Bad Girl.
Nah.
joint, No. Okay. All right. Well, I try.
You try it.
Any reason? Do you have a moment why that? Why
No,
this-
I just
okay.
I it's just I just like the song. Like I just I ain't got no crazy reasons for it.
Okay, that's a good one.
And the thing is, they Vasta said we want to always say something about me going to shows and stuff, but I prefer live performances.
This
And
time
like
I saw Usher.
no, but like when it comes to like. I take the factor in about how the songs when you hear them joints live. Like I've heard Throwback live. You know what I'm saying? And Climax live.
Oh my gosh. I've seen Usher twice. I've seen Usher twice. I like to hear my music live. Somebody in the comments said Dave is rich. Dave finds out new ways to tell us he's rich. We know you rich, Dave.
I am
Can't
broke.
hide money, Dave.
Don't
We
be-
know
don't
you
believe
rich. Can't hide it.
Can't
We
hide
can't
money.
hide it, Flex. Funk
Hide money.
Master.
Can't hide money.
Shy, what you got? Number 3.
So I debated with this, but I'm gonna go. You make me want a number 3. Jam.
Oh man, that's up there for me.
That's
You
a
make me
good
so-
Jam.
one.
It's a jam, bro. It's a
Yeah.
jam. Fire.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
from the era where you had to catch joints on the radio. You had your tape. You had to record it on the tape. And if you didn't go out there, had to buy the single. That's that's the era I'm from. So
Yeah.
that was a jam for me for sure.
Yeah, you had the
Make me want.
voicemail, right? Like you reached
Hey,
Shy.
facts. Hey, facts.
Call me back.
Facts.
Okay, fair enough.
Facts.
Fair enough. Vashti, number 3.
You don't have to call my number 3.
Okay, it's up. I
Okay.
respect
Yeah.
that. I respect that. For me, we don't have to go too far in it, but for me, Nice and Slow is number 3. So
Man.
I got that at number 3. That's my jam. Like it's that can still ride to this day. To this day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Nice and Slow number 3. Let's go, Dave, number 2. Now this is where it gets real interesting right here. Number 3. I mean, excuse me, not number 3, number 2.
This is numero dos.
Okay.
For me, number 2 for me is gonna have to be Confessions Part 2.
Okay.
Confessions Part 2 for me.
Interesting. Okay.
Confessions Part 2 for me.
I respect it. 10,000%.
We can have we can have a conversation about like the pantheon of the record, the album as a whole. But
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Pantheon
get on
of the
that.
record.
Look at this. This man.
That's a
he's
whole-
up there. I mean,
Here you go.
Oh.
04 was a good year for me too, man. I graduated from college in 04.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Shot number 2.
Probably a little high for most, but I'm gonna go. There Goes My Baby, number 2.
It's a good one,
What
brother.
a
Fire.
song.
It's tough.
What a
It's a good song, man. Look, it's
What
a
a
great
song.
song, bro. It's a great song.
Fire.
Great
What a
song.
song.
King Rook, I'm coming back to this question later. Vashti, number 2.
It's a song, and people not gonna have this song up there, but I love this song. Caught Up.
Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
love
not
it.
mad.
Caught Up is gonna
I'm
be
not
in my
mad at
Caught Up always gets me going. The way
Caught
the
Up is fire.
bridge comes in, like that is a well-crafted song.
Yes, and
Caught
the video is fire too.
Yo, the movie. Y'all remember the movie that came out with Confessions?
I'm
Yo,
saying,
fire.
yeah.
With red light and all that, man. Fire, man. Fire.
Game.
I'm
Like
with you.
I'm
It's a good one.
with that. I'm with that. Caught Up. I was going back and forth between that. Honorable mention. I got to throw this out there. Honorable mention for me is Can You Handle It? That's my jam, but I don't have
Fire,
that
bro.
one here. That
Fire.
is a bruh. Can you handle it?
Y'all
is.
relating these songs to these girls y'all used to get back in
Hey.
the day.
Handle.
Production, bro. I'm
You know,
telling you,
I-
that's why it's in my
I know
top
what y'all.
five.
I see what y'all doing.
That's
Y'all
why-
like, man, yeah, man. I remember that.
That's why
Handle
it's
it.
in my top
That-
five.
look,
Absolutely.
man, look, you talking about the little charm and doom 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 doom
What?
in the snap, doom, like what, bruh? All right, so that's an honorable
Come on
mention.
now.
That was gonna be top 5 for me. And he had the yeah, I bet you hit, bro. What?
Oh, what? Go ahead, yo. Go ahead, Carlo.
Something to say, baby.
See, this is
I-
why.
I think that you.
There you go.
What? What are you
Come on
talking
now,
about?
Carlo.
All right,
Look,
Mr.
somebody said Mr. Nasty Time. That's what y'all. This is how y'all relating these songs.
Hey,
Facts.
bro, look.
These are
All right,
facts.
that's not my number 2. My number 2 is Confessions. All right, Confessions Part 2. That joint fire, but
Yeah.
I got that number 2. I can keep going, but we'll stop there. Dave, your number 1 Usher song.
Let it burn. Let it burn.
Look at
Let it
Dave.
burn. Look,
Wow,
I'm the worst
you
singer
on
in my
your-
house.
you on your
Number one is
Boondocks,
burn for
right?
me. Huh?
You on your Boondocks. It's gonna burn for me to say. Coming from behind. Okay, fair enough. Burn is good. All right, Shot, number 1. Your
Nice
number
and
1.
slow. It's nice and slow, man. Nice and slow is number 1, bro. It's a classic, epic album. It's got to be nice and slow, man. I don't know how y'all had it so low personally, but at least it was in there.
It was in the 5.
It was in there. I give y'all that. I give y'all that.
It was
Nice
in the
and slow.
5.
Fair enough. Vashti, your number 1.
It's gotta be You Make Me Wanna. You Make Me Wanna put Usher on the map.
Mm.
That was the song that really popped him off. And I had a little boy send me that back in the day.
It's the moment.
See?
It's
The
See?
moment. It's a moment. Look at you blushing.
Hey, yo, Vashti, if that boy sent it to you right now, would you be like, ooh?
No, come on, y'all.
Okay, my bad.
Grown now.
We grown. We grown. That
I
ain't
mean,
no
look,
word
they
out there.
still be
Fair
sending it, but you know,
It's different now. I feel
it's
that.
different
So,
now.
it's different now. Look, yesterday's price ain't today's price. You
Facts.
Mhm.
All right. So for me, number 1, this was fire even before the TikTok craze, but TikTok took it over. But it got to be Superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar is my number 1.
Superstar's fire.
Superstar is so fire. You know what I mean? Like everybody wanted to hit that little, like what? Like that fire. That is my 1. It was tough. It was very, very tough. I see a lot of different songs going through. We can go on and on. I'm excited to see what he's going to do for the Super Bowl halftime.
It's 20 minutes, right? It was 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
One of those.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Forgot.
I don't know. Either way, I don't think he needs a guest. If you're watching this, Usher, if you ever do, I'm going to tag you in this. But you don't need a guest, my boy. Like you can do all this on your own. But that was it.
So I got a question for you. How many songs do you think he's going to be able to bolt out in his set?
It depends on how fast he goes and how much he does. It depends. Like I've seen a lot of people do a few songs. I've seen a lot of people do a lot
Come
of
on, Dave. You've been to enough concerts to know that you've been to enough live concerts to know that arrangers really well craft songs and put them together. Come on, Dave.
You know what, guys?
You know they can do it.
I'm curious because
I'll talk to Usher and I'll ask him myself on what I think.
Maybe I'll hit him up.
I mean,
I'll hit up Usher and ask him.
You've been to enough live shows to know.
That is hilarious.
I would love to see if he can pull off 8 songs off of that set.
More than 8.
You think he's gonna do more than 8?
Yeah, he definitely
he'll hit at least 10.
Yeah, and shout out to
because you don't always need the whole song. You may just do a snippet do a chorus or verse. Like you can hit it. He'll hit at least 10.
Yeah.
Now here's the other thing. So he already announced he got an album coming out next week.
No new songs.
Tour, right?
No new songs.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going on tour.
He better not do a new song at the Super Bowl.
Good is on
smart.
his. Good is which is a great song, will be on there. I bet you that.
Okay, maybe.
I bet you that. So King Rook had a good one real quick. We'll say that. Who wins in a versus?
Usher.
Wow, come on now. Why are we what
are we doing?
Who asked that?
Hey, King, I thought it was a good question. I thought it was a good question.
Here's my thing. The only reason why folks legitimately think Chris Brown has a shot is because it's just 20 songs. But once you Usher will annihilate him. It's bad. It would be bad.
It would be bad. I got Usher too.
It'll be bad.
It's Chris Brown got a lot of hits, but I got Usher.
Would Chris Brown prepare, or would it end up like Jadakiss versus Fabulous, where it's like 19-1?
Oh, fight back! No, I think it'd be close. All right, so that concludes our session today. If y'all have any mailbags, we had a really good mailbag question last time around. Whether you, as a parent, whether you should tell your child that they are trash in terms
FTK.
of But you gotta be real with them. You gotta be real with them.
How
So if y'all
old
have
though?
any,
What age? What age do you start calling your
they were
kids trash?
12. They were 12.
They were 12? Oh, 12's
They're going
fine.
to middle
12's fine.
school.
My dad
So
started with me at 5.
yeah.
So you'll be all right. 12's fine.
So we had some real good mailbag questions. So if y'all want to include it, and you can let us know whether you want to be a part of it, like whether you want your name out there or not. But just go ahead, go to the pregamepc@gmail.com, or you can hit our Instagram, our Twitter, or hit us on the YouTube comments, and we will definitely include you into it. This has been great. While y'all are here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you rocking with us. Dave, we appreciate you showing up to the pregame. Any thoughts, any last thoughts for anybody? Let's start with Dave.
Look, man, this was fun, guys. This has been a blast, man. You know, I'll pull up anytime you guys need me to pull up. But I appreciate the invite for sure.
For sure. Shot.
Nah, man, having fun. Always is fun. Good. I love the top 5. Top 5 be different. I'm glad. I definitely didn't go back and watch My Wife and Kids, by the way.
Hey, My Wife and Kids. So look, we're gonna get back to that soon because I got a lot of facts.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
When y'all did sitcoms, I know none of y'all had some of my favorite sitcoms up there. So
we could bring you back to talk about it, but they tried to knock me on that. I went for shock factor, but I got a lot of facts behind it, but we were out of time. Bashtai, any lasting thoughts? First, I appreciate you on your MJ flu game because you didn't have to, but you did, and I appreciate you.
Well,
and you dropped 50.
Drop 50.
Thank y'all. I'm on the men, so I'm glad I had the energy to be on, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to check in with y'all next week, but I can't promise it. But
okay.
Yeah.
But if you do, it'd be dope because you'd be in Las Vegas and we can kind of talk about everything. We definitely take footage for us, all those different things. We would love to hear your experience in that realm. But next week, we're going to talk a little bit about the Senior Bowl. We're going to talk about the honors. We're going to make our guesses on who we think is going to win the honors and who should win the honors. We got a lot of really cool things. And then, of course, anything in terms of pop culture sports that are happening that goes viral, the pregame is going to talk about it. But we appreciate you pulling up on us like I do all the time. You know, I got to end with one of my favorite. Where is it? I can't find it. Where is it? Did I lose it? Oh, no. One of my favorite sound machines. So thank you for pulling up on us.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me.
We appreciate y'all. We out of here. We'll see y'all next week, Thursday at 7:30. We out. Peace.